Hello from Romania, from your favorite artist here, electronist artist. Today, or better say tonight, because it is night right now, it's almost 12 o'clock. I'll talk about and present you my updated, upgraded, and better, way more better way of using and redesigning the iron solder. I had a lot of issues, a lot of problems along the time. I have this. Actually, I can show you very quickly here. This is how it's looking. Actually, this guy here. I hope you can read what the text is saying there. So it's having a potentiometer here, an on-off switch. That's it. And as you can see right now, the mark is, come on, focus. The mark is somewhere here. But before I had to put it on maximum on some occasions for it to work, to properly work. This is very good right now. I am extremely happy with it. As it's looking strange right now, but trust me, it's extremely good. I will explain everything in a second, and hopefully you will be able to modify yours. Hopefully, probably, who knows. But learn from my experiment that I did here. In the very beginning, when I bought it, the new one, it had this head. So pretty much this is a screw here, and this part here is like this. But here is the fillet, the thread, this thread here, which this is threading on, screwing. But this part from here to here is having this shape. Is having this shape, and to enter inside this tube, this very thin sheet of metal. This don't look on this ring that I put it myself. I made it myself and I put it afterwards. But this is a very thin sheet of metal. I suppose it's 1 millimeter or less than, no. It's less, something around 1 millimeter. It's very thin. So that 1 millimeter is coming here and here, like this. The tube, so it's round. And this is pressed inside it. As you can see that the distance is very short, is kept very short. And I discovered why it's so short. In a second I will explain. And here it was having, this guy actually, that was having a different shape. Originally, I turned it in my lathe, and I eliminated that shape. I think it was like this, if I remember right. It was like this, so not this. It was like this, and here I think it was a bit out or something. I don't remember exactly. But the thing is, that was inside here, a large portion of it, this much. I used it a couple of years actually. It's very beat up head here that I worked with, and probably here it had something in the front that was screwing. This screw was pressing on it. I don't remember exactly how it was before. I think it was like this, and then the screw, probably it was like this. Yeah, the screw was here, and this element here somewhere, and it was pressing it and stabilizing it, pretty much. But in the course of time, over the years, I actually used it like probably 20 years, and more in the last 8 or so years, almost every day, or almost. No, not really every day, but yeah, extremely, too much. I use it too much in the last 5-8 years, like that. And it started to eat itself. It was developing holes, pretty much. And those holes were cracking the material, and the tip of the iron, it was cracked, like that. It was having a crack and a hole and a gap, and it cut off itself. It took off very easily, and that's it. That was it. That was the entire shape of this head was destroyed, pretty much. The entire functionality. It was very long, very precise, very good. But after that head ate itself up, it was too bulky. I couldn't see. It was too thick here. I couldn't see if I had to use. Do you see how thick it is? To use it on some SMD components like that, those. And I even have smaller. So I had to invent something, a replacement for this head. And it took me like around 10 or less tryings. I didn't succeed it from the first try by any means. It was very frustrating because I didn't obtain the result I wanted, but I learned what he likes and what he doesn't likes. And I learned it, and I get it in the end. The second move that I made, a little bit long before I observed this eating of the material, and the head is going, it will ultimately going to fall off and to be destroyed. I commanded from eBay this T18BL head, this guy, and let me actually show you the other one. So this is the complete original, unaltered. I didn't get into it at all. I only have a scratch there. But this, I turned it on the lathe a little bit. I took out a little bit, and as you can see, it is copper. The entire element is made from copper. As this one, I bought all these three elements. That's it. And so I bought this in the idea it will fit on this bar, but it didn't. And what I did with this guy here that I have, Let me take it out. I enlarged the hole. As you can see, I enlarged the hole a little bit more, to 4 millimeters or something, and then I took out I took some skin, some flesh from here. So the material became extremely fragile, and as you can see, it's very small here because I took so much. It was so thin, like a paper almost, and it ruptured itself. It flow away, and I couldn't actually use it. But the remaining of this head, I tried to imagine something else to do, and I made this mild steel. This is mild steel, is not copper. Pin, if you want, a bit way more longer than this one. Remember, this one was entering this much inside it, this much, and the rest was outside, a little bit more that took out. But this long bar that I have here is is way more longer than this originally. Why? Because I wanted the entire body of this to be heated up, and it was good to a point. Then I needed a head, because this original head, I couldn't use it, so I couldn't adapt to this original head, so I took it off and I made myself a head, this guy, and on the lathe. I made it on the lathe, and but pretty much it's as simple as you can see. It's having a larger hole here and a smaller hole here. Let me measure this. So it's having 5 millimeters here, 5 millimeters for this, and here is probably 6. Yes, it's exactly 6 point whatever. Oh, it's more than 6. It's 6.6, 6.5 probably. I enlarged it with a 6.5 drill bit. Why? Because I had to fit. This is 5 millimeter here, thickness is fitting exactly perfectly here, and you see it's very good fit. And this was a bit more thicker than 5, so I had to enlarge it to actually hold this part here, and it is. If I'm helping it a little bit, it's also, this is distorted. It's not perfect. It's having waves of material on it, and it's not actually perfect. But it is, yeah. You see, with a little bit of force. And the problem is that it's not going to here. Let me point with this guy to this point. I think, yeah, a little bit is entering there, but the rest of it is staying outside. And I use it. I actually use it. As you can see, it's having some black stuff here from my from this guy. And it worked, but I had to crank. That's why I mentioned earlier. I had to crank to the maximum the potentiometer, and it was very slowly and very hard. It was heating up very slowly. It was heating up, and it didn't give the rendezvous. It wasn't good. It wasn't good because. And then I deduced. Let me take it up. Still for cock. My neighbors will love me. So I deduced that this entire neck or body, or the material is it must be from copper, and this is actually the original. Like I said already, the original body that I didn't use another piece. I used the original. I cut off those elements that was having on it, and then I put this element that is already from copper. This is a bar of copper. It's a wire, very thick wire of copper. So what I did here, and this was the solution actually. This was the salvaging solution, because you will see in a second. Let me actually. I had to make some modifications, a little bit of modifications. I took apart everything. I took it out. I took out this element out, and I look inside. I even took out the heating element from here, and I push it out to here somewhere with the wires, from the wires inside. It get out pretty much. It was having some mica, and then the heating element around that mica, and that mica is very fragile actually. And inside is having a metal core. Is like this. This is the metal core. Here are some. I don't know how they are manufactured or made, but these are layers of mica, and here is wrapped around without touching the heating element, the heating resistive coil, and from here somehow there. And inside this tube, we are inserting this body, this guy here or that guy, and it is extremely well made. Is absolutely incredible. It is heating up extremely well. This element that is inside is extremely good. I have no words to explain how good it is. It's extremely good. But the wrong materials makes it look like it's shit, and it's not. And what I did, this is having two wires here, and the power wires also. So the resistive wire here, and then the power wires, something like this, some wires like this, and not soldered. I think they are actually welded there to this or it's some kind of linkage there. And this power for wires here are long enough. They are staying inside a little bit like this, you know, and to that, and it's behaving like a spring. And I was seeing this behavior like a spring, and I couldn't imagine what the hell is going on in there. But then after I took it apart, I understood that the wire is actioning that. So this element was going back when I was inserting very close fitting elements inside. So what I did here, first of all, I've calculated the distance where I want it to be, that element that is inside this guy. So I didn't want that. I didn't want it to go back and forward as it pleased. So I put a wire here. I put two holes, one here and one here, and also here and here as well, because I wasn't sure the distance, and I had to play a little bit. And here it was pushing it too far, and I couldn't put anything in front. So I had to make a secondary holes here. I put a piece of wires, of metal wire. That is this. If this is the element from top, the wire is going like this in the middle of it, and the stopping wire. This is called the stopping wire, and the electrical wires are like this, and the heating coil is somewhere there. So it's not actually making a short or anything electrically. It's not touching anything. So that stopping wire is here, somewhere here, from here to here, and it's stopping this element from going back. That was the first thing to do, and then the second thing to do was this element that I have here. I'm not sure how well can like this. How well can you see? It's a simple ring. So let me go back to the preview problem that I had with this guy that was heating up too slowly, and I deduced not only the core but also this head. It was too much heat was attracting into it. And then when I looked on the original design here, I've noticed how small it is, this head, and I imagine that it is also mild steel as well. These two are the similar material they are made. So I imagine they made it this small because actually with this as well, because they are in the same package there. So this entire element that is made from mild steel is catching some heat in it and is impeding, is cooling down the head, the heating head. It is contributing to heating it down, especially this large one. This large one was absolutely definitely impeding the heat going through the head of the element, of the heating element. And back to here, what I did here, I did a very extremely smart. Oh, of course, this was done in time, not in one day, in a couple of months. I did try many more ways of doing it, and I failed every time. But this one was a lesson with the mild steel that is capturing the heat in it. And the lesson was also that I have to use copper. Absolutely, the element should be only copper and not that much mild steel. That's the lesson that I learned. And it's extremely important to be from the material is extremely important what you are using. And here in the front, as I said, I'm coming back to the original shot, is simply a simple ring. If this is the case, the round case, this case that we are seeing here, this tube, this very thin tube, is like 1 millimeter, very thin, like this. Inside it, very close to it actually, like this, is a simple ring. I think it's 0.5 millimeter or 1 centimeter or 6 millimeters, something like that, 6 or 5 millimeters wide. So this is the wide here. I believe it was 6 millimeter wide from here to here, from these 2 points. And here is a hole, and on top of it, and then I put a threaded hole. So I made a hole and threaded with an M3. M3 it means metric 3 size, and then I put a screw, an M3 screw here. So let me use this guy here. Let's take it out. And I strongly believe that you can make your own modification like this as well. And believe me, it will behave extremely well, extremely better. So this, I think you can see, hopefully, let me actually, I know I can't see it with my eyes, but on camera the light, you can see the heating element that is very close to that ring inside there. You see it there? It's very close. And this is exactly to the ring. So this heating element is fixed here, very close to the ring. Actually, the ring is pressing the entire heating element to this wire that I have here, and is pressing it, but instead keeping it steady, not letting it move back and forth. It's very well mounted this way. It's a very good mounting method. And this is the M3, and because the screw is too long, I'm using 2 screws here, a shorter one, and this is the original that is fitting. And the thing, the good improvement is not only that the entire rod is hitting very extremely quickly because of the material. The material is pure copper here, and only copper. But also I can make how long or how short, and I can vary how how much heat I can get from it by elongating it, by taking it out or bringing it in, and this way I can balance the amount of heat of the heating head here. So that's one aspect of the thing. But the second idea that I had was to because this is also too thick to use on SMDs components like that, and I had to use a thinner wire here. Like this is also copper wire, as you can see, and I don't know how much it's having. It's having one is almost 2 millimeter, but you know 1.6 millimeter. Yeah, 1.6 millimeter. And what I did here, after a while, after I decided to use this wire, this copper head, in this ring. So this is the ring. I will draw it again. This is the ring. This is the hole in the ring, the larger hole. But here I made a V with this file. This file is a triangular. This is like this, like a triangle file. This is diamond coated, very cheap diamond coated files. And I've eat a little bit from material and I made a V. And this now, why I made that V? Because when I inserted when I put the screw, the screw was trying to press the wire down, but the wire was rotating, and the screw was catching only a little bit of the wire, and the wire wanted to take out because the hole is very large. This hole is very large and is not capable of holding fit this wire here. So this head. So I had to make this groove, this marking here. I took out the element inside. I cannot take it out because it's so well fitting there. It's getting out very hardly, and when I'm pressing it, it's kind of easy to insert it, but to take it out is very hard. And I'm afraid not to damage this very fragile core metal sheet that I have here. So I would rather talk about it, but not showing it. But I am explaining and I am showing you everything. So this longer screw now is pressing on the guided, this V cut that I have there is guiding this round head, and is keeping it perfectly perpendicularly. The screw is perpendicularly pressing on it, and this will not go on a side. So this is what I done, and it is incredible, absolutely a game changer. I cannot stress enough. That's the reason I made this movie here. It's a game changer because it's not only that you can use on SMDs, but you can change to whatever thickness of the wire you want, and it's incredibly easy to change it. Very easy to change it. Extremely intuitive. You can also change the length. You know, you can make it this long if you have a very impossible spot. You know, when you have higher elements, higher components there, you can elongate very quickly the wire. You squeeze it there. You squeeze it. You hold it in place, and you can reach on them on the cost of hitting it slowly if it's too long. But if it's very short or acceptable short like this, if it's like this, it's hitting extremely fast and extremely high temperature. And that's another thing that I wanted to tell you. When it was original, I was keeping it somewhere here in this area here in the original stage. How it was all these years. When I made that, this mild steel element with these two parts, when I made these two parts, I had to crank it to the maximum, and I was feeling I am overheating and overstressing the entire thing. So I had to quickly figure out another way of doing it because I was keeping it on maximum here all the time, and it was barely and slowly, and it was shitty heating up. But now with this method that I have right now, with this method, with a very small ring, like I said, it's smaller than original one and definitely better than this one, as it is right now. Is the size of the mild steel that is there, that is taking the heat out of the entire process, is extremely reduced right now. It's extremely good. And now with this arrangement that I have right now, it is hitting extremely fast, and at a very low setup here, or even here, is extremely hot at this point. If I'm bringing it somewhere here or somewhere here, is hitting extremely rapidly and extremely hot. So I have to keep it very low, quite low, to actually to be as it was before, pretty much. How fast it was before and how strong it was before. So that's. I will not show you an example how it's hitting, but try to believe me from my experience on what I did, because this discussion and this example that I showed you here is to make you understand that you can modify if you want this thing for your benefit, to make it behave and work even better than it was designed. But for that, actually I have another detail to add. If you want to make these round parts here, you will have to use that tool. It's a lathe that I have there. So yeah, that's it. And this also power drill, and pretty much that's it. And this how it's called, wheel wheeling. So these are the three main tools that I have, that I use. And you must have a little bit of good tools around your shop or your room, a room in my case. But yes, pretty much this is it. And I hope you like it. I hope you understood you can make it. If I made it, you can make it also. And good luck. Thank you very much for watching, and see you later, alligator. Bye bye bye. I hope you like it. Leave a like and leave a comment. Thank you very much. Bye bye.